I meditate in my heart upon Lord Shri Krishna, on whose left stands Radhikaji, in whose heart resides Lakshmiji, and who plays in Vrindavan. I, Sajanand Swami, write this Shikshapatri, Gospel of Life Divine, from Vadtal to all my disciples who reside in different parts of the world. Shri Dharmadev's sons, Rampratapji and Icharamji, who are brothers, Rampratapji's son Ayodhya Prasad and Icharamji's son Raghuvir, whom I have adopted as my sons and established as the acharyas of my disciples. The Naishtik Brahmacharis, headed by Mukundanand, and the devoted householders such as Mairam Bhatt and others, and my devotees such as married, unmarried women, and widows, and all sadhus, Muktanand and others, all who have become my disciples. May they all read and accept my ennobling blessings, prescribed by the happy remembrance of Sriman Narayan. All my disciples shall study with full concentration of mind this Shikshapatri, which is written with a definite purpose of doing good to all living beings. Those who follow throughout their lifetime the rules of good conduct as enjoined by the Holy Scriptures will lead a blissful life in the world and in the next. Those who will violate the rules of ethics and behave willfully are evil-minded and shall suffer great distress in this world as well as in Parlok. So, all my disciples shall lead their life only by following these precepts with willingness and vigilance throughout their life. General Code of Conduct for all my followers. My disciples shall never kill or harm deliberately any living being in this world, though they are negligible, tiny insects such as lice and bugs. None of my followers shall kill or harm goats or other animals even for the sacrificial ceremonies to propitiate a deity of manes, because the Shastras assert that non-violence alone is the best form of dharma. None shall ever use violence against any person as to gain something such as woman, wealth, or even an empire. None shall commit suicide even at a place of pilgrimage out of superstition or out of anger frustration caused by some unworthy behavior, or by consuming poison, or by strangulation, or by drowning. Though it is a remnant of offering in a sacrifice, and liquor or alcohol shall not be taken, though it is offered to a deity. One may commit any misdeed against the other, or may come under the spell of the rage. Still no one shall cut or harm with any instrument any part of his body or of others. One shall not steal others' property, even for religious or benevolent purposes, and shall not take even a small stick or flowers without the permission of the owner. My followers, male or female, shall not commit adultery. They shall not take to gambling or other games with stakes. Also, they shall not consume intoxicants such as hashish. Accepting water or cooked food from the people of some category is forbidden by scriptures. My followers shall not accept it even if it happens to be an offering to Lord Krishna, but the same can be accepted if it is an offering to Lord Jagannath in Jagannath Puri. None shall ever impute false charges to anybody, even for the sake of self-interest, and nor at any time shall use abusive and indecent words. Places, chaste women, the holy Vedas or the holy persons, and never shall hear those words if uttered by anyone. None shall accept anything, even vegetarian food offered to a deity before whom offerings of wine, flesh, etc. are made and before whom animals like goats are slaughtered as a part of sacrifice. When my followers see temples of Lord Shiva or other deities on the way, they shall bow down with reverence and have darshan of them. None shall discard his duties which he has to perform as a member of particular caste, and none shall indulge in doing the duties assigned to the member of another caste. Likewise, no member of the order shall discard his duties which he must perform as a member of a particular order, and none shall indulge in doing the duties assigned to the member of the other order, and none shall follow the religion which is not Vedic. None shall listen to religious discourses or narrations or stories of God from a person whose speech may lead to a fall from the path of devotion to God or from one's religious duties. One shall not utter even a truth if it betrays him or others, and one shall not associate himself with ungrateful person and never take bribe from anyone. None shall associate himself with thieves, sinners, religious impostors, hypocrites, libidinous persons, or the addicts. None shall associate himself with those persons who under pretext of preaching religion or devotion to God seek wealth, women, or worldly pleasures and commit sins. Never follow those scriptures which by mere logic deny God and his incarnations. None shall ever take water or milk unfiltered and use impure or contaminated water for bathing or any other purpose. None shall ever take medicine which contains fat or alcohol, and which is prescribed by a physician whose conduct and character is unknown. None shall ever excrete, urinate, or spit at the places prohibited by the public or by the scriptures. None shall enter or leave a place through a back doorway, and shall not live in a place without the permission of its owner. Male shall not listen to female delivering discourse or narrating the divine stories of God, and none shall enter into discussions with a female or a ruler or with his associates. None shall show disrespect to the preceptors, superiors, the popular persons, scholars, and those armed with weapons. Nothing shall be done in haste, but virtuous deeds shall be done without hesitation, and one shall impart his knowledge to others. Everyone shall associate himself with the men of good conduct and characters. None shall go with empty hands to a preceptor, deity, or to a ruler, and none shall commit a breach of trust and never indulge in self-praise. My disciples shall not wear such clothes which do not cover but expose the parts of the body. Mere showing devotion to God in any way shall not be practiced without doing one's varna dharma and ashram dharma, and worship of God shall not be given up fearing that some foolish persons may rail it. Males or females who visit the temple daily or during festivals shall not mingle with persons of opposite sex, and they shall form separate lines. My followers, who are the twice-born people, shall take initiation into the Krishna cult from an acharya, and wear 2 rosaries made from tulsi wood around their neck, and also tilak in 2 vertical lines in U-shaped form on their forehead, chest, and arms. Tilak, the holy marks, shall be made out of white clay, known as gopi chandan or sandalwood, and the paste shall be mixed with saffron, and shall be offered to Krishna before use. And with the same paste, or with the kumkum powder, a round-shaped mark shall be made in the midst of the U mark, and this paste shall also be offered to Radha or Lakshmi before use. The Satsudras, who are the devotees of Sri Krishna, shall follow the twice-born people in wearing rosaries and tilak. In other respects, they shall follow the rules framed by the Shastras for them. The other Sudras, devotees, shall wear a double rosary of sandalwood beads and shall make a round dot with kumkum on their forehead. My disciples, Brahmins or others, need not give up their practice of wearing vibhuti on their forehead and the Rudraksha rosary around their neck if it is their traditional custom. Shri Narayana and Lord Shiva shall be looked upon as the same, and one identity as the Veda proclaim both of them as Brahman. Our ancient scriptures grant exemptions from performing the religious rites and rituals only for the period of abnormal conditions, and suggest alternatives also. These are called apadharma. My disciples shall not take them as granted, also for a period of tolerable difficulties. All my disciples shall get up daily before sunrise, offer prayers to Lord Sri Krishna, and then go to answer the call of nature. Thereafter, sitting in one place, they shall brush their teeth, bathe with clean water, and then wear washed cloth, one around the waist and one around the upper part of the body. Then they shall sit in a clean place, on a clean, sustainable cloth, untouched by others. Facing east or north, they shall perform Archman. All males shall mark their forehead with a tilak, having a chanlo in the center of it. All married women shall make only a chanlo of kumkum on their forehead. Widows shall not mark their forehead with either a tilak or chanlo. All my disciples shall then meditate upon Lord Shri Krishna and mentally offer him sandalwood, flowers, etc. Then they shall with due respect have darshan, and bow down before the images of Sri Radha Krishna, and recite the 8-syllabled holy mantra of Sri Krishna according to their capacity, and then attend to their daily routines. Even those of my devotees who are Atmanivedi, like King Amarish, shall also perform the sequence of the rituals as described above, up to and including meditation upon Lord. After the mental worship, the Atmanivedis shall perform puja to an idol made of either stone, metal, or shaligram, with leaves or flowers that are easily available to them. Then they can chant the Krishna mantra of 8 syllables. Then they shall recite hymns of Shri Krishna as much as they know. Those who do not know Sanskrit prayers shall repeatedly chant the divine names of Shri Krishna. After that, they shall offer food to the icon of Shri Krishna, and take only that food that is offered to him. Thus they shall lead a life always with the contentment and with the aim of dedicated service to God. The Atmanivedis are called Nirguna devotees, because all their actions have become Nirguna, as they are surrendered to the God who is ever Nirguna. These Atmanivedis devotees shall not consume even leaves, nuts, fruits, or water without offering them to Sri Krishna. All my devotees who are unable to perform pujas to the icon of Sri Krishna due to old age, illness, or any other discomfort shall hand over the icon to other able devotee and be quite contented with performing mental puja. My devotees shall offer pujas to only those objects that are in form of God, Sri Krishna, which are sanctified and given to them by the acharyas. All my followers shall go to temple of Sri Krishna every evening and sing and chant the names of Sri Krishna loudly. They shall narrate or listen to the divine stories of Sri Krishna with great reverence on festival days. They shall sing songs in praise of him, accompanied by musical instruments. They shall study the sacred scriptures written in Sanskrit or vernacular as much as they can learn. My disciples shall think over about one's merits and competence before assigning him any work. A person shall be assigned a job for which he is suited to, and never engage a person unsuited for the job. My disciples shall take care of their servants by providing them sufficient food, clothing, and other necessities. The wage shall be decided according to the work completed by the employee and the financial position of the employers. While talking to others, my followers shall consider the time, place, and the status of the person to whom they talk, and shall use such language proper for the occasion, and never otherwise. My followers shall honor and pay respects with humility by rising from their seat and offering proper seat, water, etc. to the visiting elders such as teacher, king, old man, recluse, scholar, and hermit. No one shall sit in a posture with one foot placed on the thigh or with both knees bound with a cloth strap, in the presence of a teacher, king, or an idol of God, or in the assembly. My disciples shall never enter into arguments with their acharyas, but they shall perform puja to the acharyas by offering him food, money, clothes, etc., according to their means. On hearing the news of acharya's visit, my followers shall proceed to welcome him at the entrance of the village, and on his departure shall accompany him to the outskirts of the village to bid farewell. My followers shall not indulge in acts which are contrary to the scriptural tenets, however fruitful they may be, for one swadharma alone can yield all the desired results. My devotees shall follow only the virtuous deeds of the great persons of the past, ignoring their unrighteous deeds. My devotees shall never disclose the secrets of others to anyone. They shall give due respects to the deserving persons. Additional austerities during Chaturmas 76 to 82. All my disciples shall take a vow to observe additional austerity during the 4-month of monsoon, and those who are unable to do so may observe it at least during the month of Shravan. The following are the best methods of observance to the additional religious activities. 1. Listening to divine talks of God. 2. Reading religious scriptures. 3. Singing kirtans in praise of God's divine qualities. 4. Performing Mahapuja of the Lord by bathing Him with Panchamrit. 5. Chanting God's name. 6. Reciting God's hymns. 7. Performing Pradakshina. Prostrating before God's image. I consider these 8 practices to be of high value. All my disciples shall practice any one of them devoutly as additional religion austerity during this period of Chaturmas. They shall earnestly observe fast on all the Ekadashi days, Janmashtami and Shivratri. They shall also celebrate these days with great festivity. On the days of fasting, sleeping in daytime shall be avoided, as that will make the fast purposeless, as is the case with conjugal enjoyment on these days. The days of Vrat and festivals shall be as prescribed by Sri Vittalnathji, the son of Sri Vallabhacharya, a king of Vaishnavas. My discipline shall observe these Vrats and festivals and shall adopt the mode of worship of Lord Shri Krishna as expounded by Sri Vittalnathji. They shall go on pilgrimage to holy places like Dwarka, perform there the due religious rites as prescribed by the scriptures, and show benevolence towards the poor as far as possible. My disciples shall hold in great reverence all the 5 gods, namely Vishnu, Shiva, Ganpati, Goddess Parvati, and Surya. In the event of afflictions caused by any evil spirit, my followers shall chant the stotra of Narayan Kavach or Hanuman stotra, but shall never chant mantra of other deities or lower sthara. On the occurrence of lunar or solar eclipse, all shall suspend their daily routines immediately, take bath, make themselves pure, and chant the mantra of Sri Krishna repeatedly. When the eclipse is over, they shall bath with their clothes on. Then the householders shall give alms to the poor according to their means, and others shall offer pujas to the deities. All the 4 castes shall observe the ceremonial deflickment, sutak, owing to the birth or death of their relatives, for certain days as prescribed by the scriptures. My Brahmin devotees shall cultivate the qualities of tranquility, self-restraint, forbearance, contentment, and the like. The Kshatriyas shall cultivate the qualities of valor, fortitude, and generosity. The Vaishya caste shall take to agriculture, trade, banking, etc., and the Shudras shall do service to the above 3 communities. The twice-born people shall perform the 16 sanskars, the daily rites and rituals, and the shraddha, at the prescribed time following the methods mentioned in their respective Griya Sutras, spending with their limits of their means. If at all my followers happen to commit any sin, serious or negligible, willingly or unwillingly, they shall perform the expiatory rituals for the sins with the limits of their means and ability. The 4 Vedas, the Vyasutra, Srimad Bhagavad Puran, and Vishnu Sahasranam of Mahabharata. Sri Bhagavad Gita, the code of ethics narrated by Vidurji and Vasudev Mahatmya from the Vishnu Khand of Skanda Purana. And among the Dharma Shastras, the Smruti by Yagnavalkya Rishi, these 8 Shastras are dear to me. The twice-born people shall study, preach, and propagate all the above said Satsastras, and all my disciples wishing their own well-being shall listen to these preachings. Amongst the above scriptures, my followers shall hold the Yajnavalkya Smriti, supported by Mitakshara, as the guiding authority in deciding the issues arising over the subjects of the daily routines of rites and rituals, the secular business affairs, and the penance of expiration. The 5th and 10th canto of Sri Bhagavad Puran shall be regarded as best among these scriptures for clear understanding of the greatness and glory of Sri Krishna. I hold that the 10th and 5th canto of Sri Bhagavad Puran as Bhakti Shastra and Yoga Shastra, respectively as the Yajnavalkya Smriti as Dharma Shastra. It should be kept in mind that the commentaries on Vyas Sutra and Bhagavad Gita, both by Sri Ramanujacharya, are accepted by me as the sole authority of my philosophical and spiritual decisions. These portions of text in these scriptures which describe the greatness of Lord Shri Krishna, Dharma, Bhakti, and Vairagya. Those portions should be considered as taking precedence over all other portions. The essence of all these scriptures is that devotion of Lord Shri Krishna should be practiced whilst observing one's dharma. Dharma shall be known as the actions of persons according to their varna and ashram, enjoined by their shrutis and smriti. Bhakti shall be known as the limitless love to Shri Krishna combined with the realization of his glory. Vairagya means the detachment from the world except Shri Krishna, and the knowledge means the clean understanding of characteristics, features of the Jiv, and the Maya and the Ishvar. Jiv is self. He is the knower, knowledge, indivisible part of an atom, abstract and non-resistant. He resides in the main controlling part of the body and pervades it through the force of his knowledge. He is described as formless, shapeless, changeless, and eternal one, who can never be destroyed by any means at any time. Maya is the force of God, which is a combination of 3 qualities, sattva, rajas, and tamas, of matter, but generally called as tamas, which is caused by the psychological bond between the Jivatma and his body, as well as Jivatma and the world through the body, and it is the main cause of the ego and the attachment of mind. Ishwar is the God, who as an immanent and independent controller is present in the Jiv, like Jiv is in the body, who rewards the Jivs, the fruits of all their activities. And that God is Shri Krishna. He is called as the Param Brahma. He is called Bhagwan and Purushottam. He is cause of all creations and incarnations. He is our beloved God. He is the object of our contemplation or meditation. When Lord Shri Krishna is accompanied by Radha, he shall be known as Radha Krishna. When he is accompanied by Lakshmi in the form of Rukmani, he shall be known as Lakshmi Narayan. When Lord Shri Krishna is accompanied by Arjun, he shall be known as Nar Narayan. And in the same manner, when Balbhadra or other deities are by his side, he shall be known by other such appropriate names. At times Radha and others be seen by the side of Shri Krishna, and sometimes they are absorbed in him due to extreme love. Then he shall be considered one. Therefore, no one shall misunderstand that Shri Krishna is different from Narayan or Ram Krishna or Radha Krishna. He at his will appears sometimes with 2 arms and at times with 4 or with many. All the people on this earth shall pursue the devotion to Shri Krishna and Shri Krishna alone. It should be kept in mind that there is no other way for ultimate as salvation than the devotion to him. The supreme aim of having good virtues is to pursue the divine devotion to Shri Krishna and to have the good company of his devotees. If this goal is not achieved, even scholars will meet their fate. My devotees shall offer worship only to Shri Krishna and his incarnations as well as his images, and never shall offer worship to any Jiv, though they may be Devs or great devotee or seer of Brahman. Through meditation or yoga, my devotees shall distinguish the Jiv from the 3 sorts of his external bodies and enjoy his distinctive qualities. Then they will realize that the self is the roop of the Brahman. After this achievement, they shall always concentrate their mind in Bhakti Yoga. All shall listen with reverence the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavad daily, or at least once a year, and the scholars shall read and deliver discourse every day, or at least once in a year. According to their means, my devotees shall arrange for the holy recitation of this 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavad, or Vishnu Sahasranam, or holy scriptures, by the holy Brahmins at holy places. They shall follow these rules of conduct in such a way as to protect themselves and others from illness or any difficulty that may be faced due to human error or by providence. They shall take into consideration the place, time, their caste, age, financial condition, and capacity when they practice their religious duties, the expiation, and the code of secular conduct. All my disciples shall understand that my school of Vedant is Vishishtadvait of Ramanuja, and my beloved Adobe is Golok Dham, and the Mukti one shall desire is to get the divine body of the Dham just like that of Brahman, and to render service to Lord Shri Krishna. The code of religious conduct so far described in common for all my disciples, both males and females. Now I shall tell some special codes of conduct for distinctive groups. These codes of conduct given to Acharyas of the two sons, Ayodhya Prasad Ji Maharaj and Raghuveer Ji Maharaj, of my elder and younger brother respectively, shall not give mantras or initiation to women who are not closely related to them. They shall never touch nor converse with such women. They shall never be cruel to anyone and shall not keep under their custody under mortgaged or deposited on trust. They shall not stand as surety for anyone in social or legal dealings. In the event of financial crisis, they may live on charity and never incur debts. They shall not sell the food grains offered to them by their disciples, but may exchange them, for it does not amount to sell. They shall offer worship to Lord Sri Ganesh on the 4th day of the bright half of the month, Bhadrapad, and to Sri Hanumanji on the 14th day of the dark half of the month, Ashwin, every year. I have enthroned both of them with a view to protect and preserve our religion. They shall initiate those disciples who are desirous of salvation. They shall maintain discipline among their disciples and see that they follow the precepts accordingly and perform their religious duties within their precincts. They shall honor the saints and shall study the Vedas and Shastras with reverence. They shall render and keep up worship and service as mentioned in the Shastras to the deities such as Sri Lakshminarayan and other installed by me in temples big or small. Anyone coming to the temple seeking food shall be treated with them with respect by offering him food to the best of their capacity. They shall establish Pathshalas and appoint Brahmin scholars in them to propagate Vedas and Shastras, which are called here as Satviday. This is the act of the greatest pity. Special code of conduct for the wife of Acharya, and the consort of the Acharya, with the permission of her husband, shall give the mantra of Sri Krishna to women only. She shall not touch or speak to or show her face to any man who has no nearest blood relation. Duties of householders. The Grahasts among my disciples shall not touch any widow who he has no thick relation with. They shall never stay in a secluded place, even with their mother, sister, or daughter, who are of young age except in emergencies, and shall never give away their wives in alms to anybody. They shall never have any contact with a woman who has connection with a ruler for known or unknown reasons. They shall receive the guests who come to their house and offer them food, with hospitality as far as they can, and they shall offer pujas to gods and shraddha to their ancestors, as prescribed in the Shastras. As far as possible, my disciples shall attend to their mother, father, preceptor, and a sick person, and render service with proper care and nursing as they live. As far as possible, they shall engage themselves in such occupation suited to their caste, varna, and most of their life, ashram. Those who are farmers shall not engage in castration of a bull. They shall, at proper seasons save and store money, and food grains sufficient to their future requirements. According to their ability, those who own cattle shall store sufficient stock of fodder also. The householders may keep cows and other cattle only if they can afford to look after them well by feeding them with food, water, etc. properly, otherwise they shall not keep them. Without a written record signed by witness, my disciples shall not enter in business transactions, such as sale or purchase of property, lending or borrowing money, with any person, even with son or with a friend. Whenever they enter into marriage agreements, they shall not depend on mere oral assurances regarding the amount payable to either party, but shall make a written record signed by witnesses. They shall always spend only within the limit of their income. They shall keep it in mind clearly that a non-adherence to this policy will lead to distress. After clearly recollecting the daily income and expenditures, they shall record it in a diary and maintain proper accounts. They shall offer to Sri Krishna 1/10 of the income received through their occupations. Householders with limited sources of income may offer 1/20 of it. They shall accomplish all the religious ceremonies such as observing fast on Ekadashi and like ones as prescribed in the Shastras, to best of their ability, as this will fulfill all their wishes. During the month of Shravan, they shall perform or arrange to perform puja with devotion to Lord Mahadev, at any cost by offering bilva leaves and flowers. They shall not borrow money from their acharya or from the temple of Lord Sri Krishna, nor shall they borrow from them any utensils, ornaments, or garments, or such other things for their personal use. While going on a pilgrimage to worship Lord Krishna, or to a saint or a preceptor, they shall not accept food offered by others, either on the way or at those places, because such acts take away the fruits of our good deeds, punya, the sacredness of the pilgrimage. One shall pay the laborer the proper remuneration as promised, and shall not conceal the matters regarding clearing of debt, marriage connections, or pedigree. Also shall not have dealings with the wicked. In the event of a natural disaster or harassment by a ruler or wicked persons, where one cannot uphold one's honor or protect one's lives and possessions, and even if the place is their native land or inherited estate, my wise householder devotees should renounce such place immediately and reside elsewhere where they can live happily without harassment. Those householders who are quite well-to-do shall perform non-violent Vaishnava sacrifices. They shall feed the Brahmins and ascetics in places of pilgrimage and also on auspicious days. They shall also arrange to celebrate festivals on grand scales in the temples and shall offer various things in charity to deserving Brahmins. Code of conduct for the rulers. Those rulers who are my followers shall protect their subjects just as they would to do their children in conformity with the tenets of Dharma Shastras, and they shall establish the rule of Dharma on earth. The rulers shall acquire perfect knowledge of 1. The 7 constituent parts of the state, 2. The 4 expedient devices, 3. The 6 aspects of diplomacy. They shall also study and understand the nature of bureaucrats appointed in various posts in their kingdom. They shall appoint persons who are well versed in the art of statecrafts as ministers, and shall be able to identify by characteristics the persons who deserve to be punished and those who do not deserve to be punished. Special duties of married women. Female whose husband is alive shall render service to her husband, taking him as her God, and shall never use harsh words against him, though he is blind, sick, or impotent, or poor. She shall never have acquaintance, even casually, with any handsome young man, even though he may be a man of good character. The devout housewife shall never keep her body without an upper garment, and shall not dress in such a way that may expose her navel, thighs, or breast to the viewers. She shall not look at persons of mimical nature, and never make acquaintance with a woman who knows no modesty. Putting on luxurious dress of ornaments, staying in the house of others, and merriment even with ladies shall be avoided while her husband is staying away in a far-off land. Code of conduct for widows. Widows shall render service to God, taking him in the place of her husband, and live with their fathers, brothers, or sons, render their care. They shall never live independent ladies. They shall never touch any male who has no nearest blood relation. Young widows shall never speak to young men without utter necessity. Touching any male child is harmless as touching a cattle, and touching or talking to old man is equally harmless, if it is inevitable. Even learning good things from a man who has no nearest blood relation with her is to be avoided. The widows shall exercise control over their body and senses by frequent observance of fasts and austerities. The wealth kept by the widows for livelihood shall not be spent on philanthropic use. She shall give only if she possesses more. They shall take food once a day and sleep on the floor. They shall never look at even animals at their sexy cohabitation. They shall never dress as married women or like a nun or a female recluse. They shall never put on an immodest dress. They shall neither keep friendship with nor touch those ladies who incline abortion, and never talk or listen to amorous talks of males. Except under critical conditions, a widow who is of young age shall not stay with a young man in a solitary place, however nearest relative he may be. Widows shall not pay wholly, and never indulge in wearing ornaments or dressing herself in thin, delicate garments, interwoven with silver or gold threads. Common duties of women. The women folk shall not take bath without having clothes on, and shall never conceal their period of menstruation. During the menstrual period, they shall not touch human being, clothes, or vessels for 3 days. They are free to do that only on the 4th day after taking the purifying bath. Now I shall describe specific dharmas for Naishtik Brahmacharis. My Naishtik Brahmachari disciples shall never touch, talk, nor deliberately look at women. They shall never talk of females, nor listen to talks about females, and shall not go for bathing, etc., to places which are frequented by women. They shall not willingly touch or look at portraits or images of women, though it is made of wood or metal, except the images of goddesses. They shall never make images or draw pictures of ladies, never touch the clothes of women, and shall not look at the animals at sexual mood willfully. They shall neither look at nor touch even a male who is disguised as a female, and shall not sing songs even on the greatness of God before ladies. They shall not obey any command forsaking their vow of celibacy, even if it is given by their guru. They shall live always a self-contented life with a steady mind and humility. If any woman tries to advance nearer to them, they shall instantly stop by taunting her. But when they find that their own life or the life of the woman is at danger at any time, they shall save her life or their own life by speaking to her or even by touching her. They shall not massage their body with oil, and shall not keep arms, and shall not put unseemly clothes on. They shall always keep their sense of taste under control. They shall have to go out for keeping their religious mendicity to their household for Brahmins only, but they shall not go out to such houses where females have to serve the food. Instead, they shall go to the Brahmins' houses where males can serve. They shall learn Vedas and Shastras and render service to Guru. They shall always avoid contact to those lustful males who often seek contacts of women. No one, a Brahmin by birth, shall drink water taken from a leather bag, and he shall never take things like onion and garlic. Taking bath, performing Sandhya Vandan, repeating Gayatri Mantra, performing Vishnu Puja and Vaishvadev Yagna are some of the daily religious duties of Brahmins in general. Among these rituals, the Naishtik Brahmacharis shall perform every rite and ritual which is proper to their ashram, the mode of life. Without doing such religious duties, they shall not take food. Special rules of conduct for sadhus. The sadhus shall avoid association with women, womanizers, in the same way as the Naishtik Brahmacharis, and observe long life celibacy. They shall also eliminate their inner enemies. They shall keep their sensory organs under control, especially the organ of taste. They shall neither earn or accumulate money nor allow others to do that on their behalf. They shall not take safe custody of others' wealth or accept anything as trust. They shall never lose their forbearance and shall never permit any woman to enter their residence. They shall never move out at nights without their company of their group, even in the daytime. They shall not move out alone except under difficult circumstances. They shall never wear such clothes which are costly or rosy colored, with designs or robes, even though someone may have offered as a gift. They shall never visit the residence of householders except for religious mendacity or for religious assembly. They shall pursue always devotion to God without wasting their time. Considering a householder's place where cooked food is served by males and where they have no contact with or sight of females. My sadhus shall go for meals to that householder's place described above. If this facility is not available, they shall ask for uncooked food, cook it themselves, and then offer it to the Lord before consuming it. In their life and mode of living, they shall follow the ideal behavior of Jad Bharat and Paramhans and the son of Rishpadev. Common for all sadhus and brahmacharis. The brahmacharis and sadhus shall refrain at any cost from chewing betel leaf of tobacco and taking drugs such as opium. Both of them shall not take food on occasions of sanskars, such as nuptials or annual death ceremonies, or the ceremonies on the 11th or 12th day performed for the dead. They shall not sleep during daytimes unless they fall sick or feel weak. They shall neither speak nor listen to vulgar words intentionally. They shall not lie on a cot unless they are too sick to lie on the floor. They shall always behave without hypocrisy or arrogance before saints. And even if they are insulted with harsh words or beaten by wicked persons, they shall not retaliate, but shall forget those persons and pray for their well-being. They shall not indulge in the act of messenger or spy and shall not slander. They shall not have the illusion that their body is the self and shall not have attachment towards relatives. Thus, the codes of conduct for all my followers are written by me in short. For details one shall refer to the scriptures, already existing and traditionally accepted. This Shikshapatri is written by me, after extracting of holy scriptures. This will fulfill the wishes of the people. Therefore my disciples shall strictly follow the Shikshapatri and live accordingly, and shall never behave free as they like. And it is certain that those males or females who follow this path will achieve the ultimate four objects of the life of mankind, namely dharma, artha, kam, and moksha. Our males and females shall understand that those who do not follow the Shikshapatri accordingly shall be treated as excommunicated from our section. My disciples shall daily accomplish the sacred reading of this book. Those who are illiterate shall listen to it with reverence. When there is no one to read this book and tell them, they shall worship this book with reverence, taking the Shikshapatri as my own form. This Patrika has been given to only those who have good qualities, and never be given to those who possess evil qualities. This blessing, Shikshapatri, is written on the first day of Vasant Utsav celebration in the year of 1882 of Vikram era. Lord Krishna relieves all difficulties of his devotees. He protects and promotes dharma and bhakti. He grants all the pleasures we desire. May he bless all of us with his pleasures and prosperity. This concludes Shikshapatri, written by Shri Swaminarayan Bhagwan. Jai Shri Swaminarayan.